Well, we're back for part 2 of building and return to Moria. I've been asked to demonstrate putting in staircases as well as a roof. And now a roof is a floor, but I'm pretty sure I was being asked about some of the slanted roofs in the game, which I've had some limited success with. So we're going to try it today. I probably should have prepped by doing this first and then deleting it all. So I'm back where I was in the Elven Quarter. The area is clear, level flat starting area. I used stone because I had a plethora of it. I put up a set of granite arches, 4 of them in a cross pattern to maximize the area. And I demonstrated in the last video how with walls this can support a floor above it in its entirety. Now when you build, it's important to make sure that you're on a flat level surface and that you watch your joints. Now there are some visual gaps that's going to happen, like this one right here, and that's just an anomaly. There's nothing you can really do about it. It doesn't seem to actually have an effect. Of course, other times I've had some unexplained issues. The game, particularly building, still has bugs. So when you go up multiple stories, it's adamant is the best thing to use in the outside walls. So that's what we're going to do. Now in the original video I used granite. Now I'm going to use adamant. I am going to put in a door just to get in and out. Normally I would have made this even with the stairs here, and I want to be able to see inside, so I'm going to put in a couple of windows. Pretty boring, made me watch this. Should probably pause and then restart. I'm just randomly putting walls up at this point. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. Normally I'll plan out what I'm going to do well ahead of time, just with pen and paper on a 3x3 grid, which is the size of a floor tile. Sometimes I like to put a old foundation looking thing here. I don't know if it's going to work. But sometimes you can. This is just for aesthetics. There's nothing. They're not actually touching. But I think this effect looks nice. And I don't bother picking up my materials. Oh, looks like I got dinner. I don't bother picking up my materials right away. I'll wait for them to accumulate, and then I'll run around holding that new E button down Works fantastic. One of the best features added to the game since the start. Picking that all up manually was kind of a problem. I like the way that looks. If monsters do attack the side of your building, they'll attack that first, oddly enough. Alright. Oh, that's not right. We should probably make sure that that is indeed touching the ground. Yep, everything is touching. That needs to be fixed. We will complete the perimeter. Come on. There you go. No, I always check the tops to make sure they're flat and even. It's always a good idea. Hate to be along on the second floor and then realize it's not aligned properly. See if I can shove a small wall in there. All right. Now to support a slanted roof, they're made out of adamant. So, and I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'm sorry about that. But because they're wider and thicker, I don't know why they created the pieces out of that. It seemed a little odd choice. But it is what it is. So, let's see. Let's put, just to make sure it's even. Yep. I like putting a column in the corner. You can put any column you want. These columns are exactly 1 floor high, so they're convenient to do quick. They're always slightly below the surface. I don't know why, but that means they're even. And they support probably the maximum weight I've seen in the game so far. Again, I believe each piece has a strength and a weight. As you build higher, weight increases. This isn't because I read the code or anything. It's because just through observation, really. These barriers are pretty flexible, the stone ones. See if I can get it aligned. Nope. No, that jar is much bigger than I thought. This is just for aesthetic purposes. It actually does nothing. Anyway, you get the point there. Sometimes I put a skirt around it just to hide the foundation. Excuse me. Okay, so now you have your perimeter and we have our arches. However, we're going to go up multiple levels, so this probably won't support that high. So we're going to put in a new series of arches, about halfway in between all of these arches. Now make sure that when you put these down, they're touching the ground. The higher you go, the smaller the arch you have to have, unfortunately. Just seems to be how it works. And again, it's related to that concept that every piece has a weight. And I'm going to put one right in the middle of my window, I guess, because that was not planned well. I usually put stairs in the outside against an adamant wall, because you can bury a good section of the stairs inside of that wall to give yourself what looks to be a thinner stair. They really need to add smaller, both wood and stone staircases. I wouldn't mind a adamant floor, an adamant staircase. That would be really nice, considering the quantity, and more reasonable looking pieces for stonework would be nice too, considering the amount of stone I've collected over playing the game 3 times. Being finicky. Wow, I did not plan very well, considering I just randomly threw these up. Alright, once you complete your arches, now you can use pillars on the inside if you want. Sometimes I switch out arches for that if I don't think it looks good. The load-bearing part of the arch is actually this vertical right here, the large archway base. It supports the bulk of the weight. And you can bury these as you see in the walls. Let's see. Yep, batting 1,000. It's getting near twilight already. I'll probably pause the recording while I sleep. Alright, now we have our subdivided arches. Oh, missed one. And it's right in the middle of the door. Of course it is. Oh, dinner. I love DoorDash in this game. Alright. Let me finish this up. You can use the trick that I showed last time for alignment purposes if you need to. You extend and use pieces to get proper alignments. It does work very well. Okay, so now we have our sections. Let's just pick an outside wall that's solid, and we're going to lay down our stairs. So the first thing I like to do is lay down a sacrificial stair, because you're going to want it to end at an intersection. Now I'm going to do a straight staircase here. So you align it, and you can push it in a little bit. I don't know if I have enough space on the other side. I think that's going to stick out of the building. Always hard to judge. Yep, stuck out of the building. Okay, so we have to pull it back one. It's really important the stairs are solid. Which way this set of stairs is facing is irrelevant right now. It's just meant as a guide. Alright, so the stairs is going to end where the arch is. And now we'll put in our first set right here. And I use that set as a guide for that set. And then you can put in a wall. Now, to save yourself some resources, though sometimes I just bury them in there because I'm too lazy to go get it, we'll put in a solid wall. You could have used an arch there or something like that, one of those solid pieces. I don't think it makes a huge difference. Alright, that's a straight stair all the way up. There's another type of stair, a switchback. Easiest way to do that is put down a floor tile. And a wall. And then you put down your stair. Not the most convenient place to put a stair, but it'll work for demonstration purposes. Now, this will need to be replaced. With a solid wall. Now you can use adamant on the inside too. I'm just using granite. Okay, now you have a second set of stairs. And you can continue this pattern up and up and up and up. It takes up basically a 9 by 9, a 6 by 6 square. You can go pretty much forever. Oh, look, I was starving. I've died more times in this game because I've been building and not paying attention than actually killed in combat. All right, let's go run and catch some sleep. Maybe I'll edit this part out later. Always bring a bunk, your largest hearth. Sometimes I bring work lights, the sun lamps. They work really well. Light up the entire area, and I'll just work through the night. All right. So let's lay out a floor. To lay out the floor, I like starting in a corner. And it'll usually snap right to the centers. Now, there's an issue if you do this before you place these walls. Let's see if I can get it to happen. And of course it doesn't. Sometimes there's a little gap underneath the wall. That is very bad. The wall's entire structural integrity will be shot. So it's worth checking that. And then you can just look at the top and you see the alignment is good. You can also add the walls first. Just adding a lot of windows to let in some light. By the staircases, I would keep it solid so you have a good purchase to hold to. Oh, is that pink for some reason? Oh, oof, that was close. I like being in front of these. Again, using a piece of graph paper and a 2x2 floor tile, which if they're squares like in granite is 6x6, is how I usually lay things out. Works pretty well actually. All right, let's just finish filling that out. Why does that look off? Sometimes the little graphics anomalies just make it look off even though it's not. Okay, so I find it better to make sure that there's no gaps by doing that first. And then using granite in particular, you can line up the grids. For some reason, my headset shut off. I usually do a perimeter that sets everything nice and solid because it's got good anchor points. You see that it's green. Now, I know there's a floor here. I mean, there's a stair here, and I shouldn't put a floor there, but I'm going to anyway. The reason I'm going to do that is for alignment purposes. We'll just destroy those later. Sometimes it won't snap right. I have no idea why. There we go. Just wiggle it in place. There you go. I've noticed that sometimes your angle of perspective, or what is filled in first, makes all the difference. All right, now here the staircase comes up. We're going to overlap a little bit. That's fine. And we're going to overhang here. Good. And we'll go open up this area. I believe it's like right here. Oh, I'm going to have to fill in that. And we can fill in this. Now that's going to be a weak spot. So we're going to have to think about some bracing here. Easiest way to brace is do an archway crown. And I would put a post. You can use a wood one if you want. Do a small one here. Let's be OSHA compliant, don't want any lawsuits. Put in a railing. Actually, that I'm off with. Hopefully it won't come crashing down on me while I flip that out. Yeah, I wanted that support directly underneath that joint as close as I could get it. Okay, now we've got good support there. We don't have a support that way. I'd really like to see some more horizontal pieces of wood, particularly the decorative ones that we've seen in other parts of the game already. It'll help with reconstruction. Okay, now that should be supported. That's odd. There's a support right there. This is some of that stuff that I was talking about where things just don't add up. One of the reasons I said don't put a window by the stairs. That should be supported there. I don't know why it's not. We'll put it there anyway. If it falls down, I'll have to mess with it. Oh, it's not touching. I'll have to come back and check. Best way to find out is log in and out. It's just the way it is. All right, so here's the other staircase. Same thing here. You're going to put up some type of column. Now you can use, I'll just demonstrate. You can use a granite column if you want. You can use, granite pieces of a column. Make sure it snaps into place. Now, you don't want it sticking out, so you use a narrow crown arch to fill in that gap. It should hold. Now, here, this might collapse because I need to replace. No, it held. Okay. And you can put an archway here. I don't know. Maybe someone has an opinion of the best way to do that. Anyway, I like adding a column here. It is a little bit of structure. Oh, look, I'm starving again. Shocker. Always do construction with cookies. Maybe there's time to demonstrate a different type of arch that will work. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. You can use granite columns instead of the arch pieces. In fact, they work quite well if you haven't completed the game and got the arches yet. No idea why that's pink right now. I'm going to chance it. I don't know. That should not be a problem. All right. So you can use, where is it? The barrier. If you haven't gotten those arches yet, you can use the barriers and blocks in the same manner. The other ones just look better, actually. All right, so there's a slightly different technique. Okay, now we've got our floor, really no need for a railing here. You can put one here if you want. Short, no, yeah. That way Your ocean inspectors won't come after you. Alright, so there's a couple techniques. Now let's look at the next floor. Now you're not going to have a ladder up to the roof, or you could if you wanted. But I'm going to put up a scaffold. Now, I set my corner block first, which has always worked for me, but let's see if it'll work now. Yep. And I use this as a guide to setting up the inside. Oh. Yeah, I probably should have extended those first. Sometimes I forget to do that. I'll do it now. Before you put down the floor, I should have extended each one of these. I construct and deconstruct a lot. Helps keep good alignment, make sure things are touching, and visualize what's going on. Normally, before I put down the floor, I will extend all of these so I can see. By the way, when you do this, if you should be able to see that some amount of damage, you maintain the integrity of the building. If you remove one item and it all starts suddenly coming down, chances are you've done something wrong. See, that one gave a little bit of dust because that bar is overextended now, that crown, archway crown. Oh. Keep hitting the wrong button. Alright. I know it's boring. I'll probably fast forward to this. Oh, I did that one. Okay, which ones did I miss? Got it. Missed that one. Let's put some of this floor back. Looks like I'm missing this one. I can go put those up there. Should I put one here? Yeah, let's go ahead. I usually build solid walls and then afterward find appropriate spots to put windows. I find the window placement difficult while you're building. Even during planning, I've made mistakes. Let me just hoover up some of these real quick. Now we want to extend these to the height of the wall. And I'll explain why in a minute. In fact, I might need some more. Now, I don't know if there's other ways to get the roof parts to work. I know that this is the way I got them to work. Actually, I don't need this here. All right. I don't know if I need these or not, but we'll find out. If not, just turn them off, delete them. All right, I do not have those here, so I do not need those two. I did need that one. I do not need that one. Okay. Let's go out and rest. Have a cookie. Alright. Nothing sticking out where it shouldn't be. Always a good sign. I did add that. Ah, good. I hit the right spot. No, I didn't. Where is it? Ah. Maybe I did. It should be right there. And I did. Good. I want to make sure that lined up so it's support. Remember, no support. Alright. You can align these afterward like I'm doing. You just want to make sure the ones that are there are already in alignment. This is what I would call vertical bracing for that ledge that's going to hold up the edge of the roof. Do I need this many? Well, I can tell you that even with this many, sometimes randomly, like good one minute, not good the next, parts of the roof have been known to fall in. Of course, I test by loading the game. And things will work great, and then one day I'll log in and there'll be a dozen pieces of stone on the ground, and it's part of the inconsistencies that I consider a bug. Because in my mind, if it worked one minute, it should work the next. Now, if I really wanted to be careful, I should go and make sure that all of these are evenly spaced for aesthetics on each wall, and this is where doing it on graph paper really helps. Looks like I got a hidden one there. And another collision with a window. That should be touching that wall, so we should be good. And another window collision. I'm betting 1,000 today. Yeah, start with a blank building. I should have just done that. Start with a blank building. No windows. And then add your windows after. And it helps test the stability, because if suddenly you remove some stuff and everything starts falling down, you know that there's a problem. Okay, the lower parts are all in place. Now we add the uppers. Now some of you are probably saying, wow, that's a lot of materials. True. Oh, missed one. There is a lot of materials. But if you play the game like I have, where I've completed a couple, I'm on my third full complete run through, materials is not your problem. In fact, the only materials I have a problem with are the stuff to make the elven bread and cranberries when you can find them. Always good to have cranberries. Used in a lot of food and a lot of brewing. All right. Let's put in our arches. Oh, we used barriers below this, just as a demonstration. That does not want. That does not want. Sometimes order like that matters. I really don't understand why. And just so no one falls down the stairs. I guess we will need those. All right, I'm going to put in the large bases here again. I should have done this before I put down the floor. The cut on the center of one of those pillars is great for aligning things. Huh. That does not look like it is aligned. Can't tell if that's an anomaly or an actual issue. That looks better. So we are mirroring what we did on the bottom. Now I divided that one in half because remember, the higher you go, the more that becomes a problem. Because the arches will not have the same strength of support because of all the weight. So instead of doing that, you're better off doing that where both of them are green. Costs you a little more resources, less headaches. I'm under siege. I guess I'll have to go deal with that real quick. Technically, unless they brought a troll, the adamant should, oh, they did bring a troll. Crap. Oh, I should have seen that coming. Late afternoon? Why didn't that sunlight kill that troll? I should probably block more. I took a little damage. I actually like the this type of thing, the sieges while I'm crafting. Ooh, that's not a good place. That didn't look like it was aligned to me. That looks like it's aligned. Perfect. Yeah, I'll probably take care of these now. So I never worry about a little wasted material, like overlapping pieces and such. It's just not worth it. That's why I said you start with a blank building, no windows, one door, just because you got to get in and out. And then you just replace the pieces as necessary. I could have done that with 2 halves, I know, but the cost isn't that high. All right. This looks complete. All right, got to complete these arches up here. Construction does take a while. Why is that orange? That means there's a problem. I've noticed sometimes it doesn't count a wall as proper support, which is really odd. So the best thing to do when you find an anomaly like that is to try again. And then if it continues to happen, say the heck with it and just continue. But and see if it comes tumbling down when you log in and out. That wouldn't be a bad idea to add a test button. All right. No, I know that that's good, or as good as it's going to get, but it still says it's orange. All right, I've got my grid up now, and by grid I mean the arches to cover the quadrants. Now I'll put up my border. This is what supports those roof pieces. I'm sure there's different methods. This one I've had some success with. Making the walls thicker, I've tried, used a lot of resources, and then the windows and stuff don't align. It's really weird. So something told me that's not the right thing to do. This is similar to what they do in the pre-made buildings where they use wood, horizontal pieces of wood and lattice to hold up the roof pieces. So because we don't have those, and I've tried the the lattice, like the well, that's weird. The lattice for the railings, and it did not seem to work. Why aren't you working? Let's reverse that, see if it makes a difference. Well, oh, it's because I'm missing that. Was wondering what was going on. Sometimes you just got to delete it and see what's going on. Well, I will choose you. All right, going on the 4th day. Now let's put in the rest of that. And my railing is still up. That's a good sign, considering I deleted those stairs. I would never have put such a short landing there, by the way, but what are you going to do? Oh no, wrong one. If you have a pillar and there's 2 floors, might as well put a pillar above it. That way you get the support. That looks weird. Let's go to sleep. Have another cookie. All right. Time to put columns on the outside corners. Now I already put the first ones there. You're just going to put the second one. You need to put some column here. It doesn't matter which ones if you build them or whatever, but those outside corners need reinforcing. I've seen it make a real difference. These are nice and simple to use, so. Ooh, I missed a spot. All right. So we've now got our structure built. At this point, I usually log in and out. The reason that is I want it to test whether or not everything is stable, because oftentimes something will go awry. even though I'd say 95% of the pieces I placed were green or solid. There's just no way of knowing because of the inconsistencies. I think they need to increase the strength and stability a little bit and increase the tolerances for touching. But that's just my opinion. Oh, I am nowhere near where I was. Well, at least I'm in the same zone. That was weird. Doesn't look like the building fell down. That's a good sign. Partially a joke. Alright, just a quick gander around. Oh. Have a window to fix. Must have missed one. I'll just use a full wall here. Gather up my missing pieces. Alright, that wound up being okay. Just quick gather up here. Oh, see, I had a piece. Now these two were green when I put them in. Now that piece was acting weird to begin with. So, not surprising on that one. Let's see. Let's replace this with a wall first. Get my pieces. Let's put... Sometimes I've had to do this. The spacing is just too big. Yeah. This one bothers me because I don't understand. See, it's green. So, go figure. Huh. I must have forgotten that one. Interesting. Well, let's see what it says now. Still no better. That doesn't make any sense. Oh. Well, I'm going to leave it on there. We'll see. Ooh, that does not look like it's in alignment. try this again. Maybe that's what I should have done here. Oh, I'll see if it happens again. All right. Now, build your scaffold. All right. Other than some visual anomalies, that should look good. And I think I did. No, I didn't do that one. I did that one. Ooh, red. Hmm. Is that a tall one? No idea why those were red. We'll see. Oh, I missed my supports over here. We'll have to add those in. Oh, they all want to be red for some reason. Nope. Well, this is the largest building I've ever done this with. Maybe there's a limit. Okay. All right. From where I last left off, not sure. I don't do this normally, this type of recording, so I'm not practiced at it. I logged in and out just to see what else would fall apart. I just went around the building. I started from a new area and started from the other side. I read somewhere that putting in lattice work really helps. I don't know if it does or not, but I figured I'd try it. Making sure that it's on the ledge and seated flat. And I've placed it all the way around. Aesthetically, it doesn't look bad, but whether or not it actually does anything, I have no idea. But I did notice it on the buildings that already exist, though they don't have the posts on theirs, which unfortunately we do. I would like to see the other missing pieces of the lattice or whatever else. That'd be nice. Okay, now let's see. I'm just going to take granite. Oh, I missed a piece. All right, now we're going to take granite. And we're going to fit it in there. I'm kind of winging this. Now I don't know if the weight I'm about to add down there to this is going to do anything or not. But we shall see. The designers must have a better editor for these things, because sometimes those poke up and sometimes they don't. I don't know. I'm sure they've got something better. Oh, I did start to add a couple of test columns. It didn't seem to do any bit of difference, but I kind of like the look, so I might continue that. Wonder why that turned red. That doesn't look right. Well, oh. I think I will add the columns for aesthetic purposes. I actually don't think it's going to do anything structurally. But with the lattice work, I like the way it looks. Oh, it's not an outside wall anyway. Sometimes you have to remove a piece to add a piece because of the collision detection. Other times, not so much. Now I forgot how to jump. All right, let's see how this will work. You know, I probably want to add these from down here. Maybe we'll add that one second. I don't know why sometimes that works. Seems weird. Looks like it's time to go to bed. I know that one was red, but it's one of those areas that was just going to give me trouble no matter what. Alright. Let's do a quick hoover up of anything missing. What fell apart down here? Oh. For some reason this disappeared suddenly. That's weird. Alright, I don't see anything else. I'm running. Too hungry to fall asleep. Now I'm going to eat 2 cookies. I'm almost out of cookies. That's not good. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I got more cookies. Alright. Yeah, that's a weird seam. Alrighty, let's see if we can finish up this roof. Of course, now I'm going to need another one of these. Oh, a little quick on the draw. Oh, I don't have any rope. That was short-sighted on my part. Quick flat platforms are awesome. Let's count. I'm going to try something. Probably not wise, but I'm going to try it anyway. Wood floor I find very difficult to properly place. I don't know why, but this wood floor in particular is hard. For me, anyway. I don't know why. Getting it flat and even just seems to be so difficult. See, like that. Why did that one stick? I don't understand. Oh, I'm out of wood. Now let's see if I can do the other floor. Now this floor is weaker than the nice looking wood floor. And the only way I've gotten this to stay in the past is by overlapping them, which doesn't look bad actually from underneath. I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. No, not having a lot of luck. All right, well, two different types of floors. Obviously, that one's ugly on the top. It actually looks better underneath. And then a nice floor that I never can place perfectly flat. Now, I'm not sure if I can go higher, so I am going to try this. And I'm out of that wood too. I'm going to have to go get some more wood. Anyway, let's see if we can place more roof. I just realized I'm pretty high up. Probably going to take some damage on this fall. This is probably good, so when I go back and get the wood, it'll reload. And I'll see what fell down. And then go through the debugging process of what's going on and why. I wonder if the railing... No, the railing's normal wood. No, it's not normal wood. I'm dying to know if that railing actually, that lattice work actually provides some type of support. If it does, it means that laterally the system knows that the thing is tied together. Which, quite honestly, I haven't seen anywhere else other than the buildings that were put together. Now, the way the game's designed, I haven't been able to use this technique to repair the buildings yet. Alright. Oh, I bet I know what I could do. Does this work? Nope. Oh, that worked. That did not work. Nope. Interesting, though. Well, there's an experiment. Let's see if that shores up this wall. Oh, that's water. That's not going to be good. Now let's see if I die. That would be embarrassing. Oh, 9 points. Okay, not bad. There you go. It's a roof. Let's see if it survives. I don't know if I have any more of that wood here or if it's in my other world. Well, we'll find out. I noticed the larger and more complex fortresses or bases that you have, the longer it takes to load. Which just seems to me that instead of caching the environment when you created it, they're literally dynamically building it. Which is good and bad, because I think they have a order of loading issue, a race condition, where certain objects load before others. That can cause problems. Now I have pretty much stripped everything out of this facility. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I did leave some. I know I've taken all the food. All right, let's go back to the construction test area and see what's happening. Well, I don't see anything massively broken. Of course, how do I get back up there? Well, it all looks stable from in here. That does look nice. The wood inlay, if you can get it to align, this wood's from construction. I actually think that looks great. And this one doesn't look bad either. It's just the standard wood. If you overlap it, if you just leave it, I think it actually looks better underneath than it does at the top. But we loaded and unloaded the zone, and it held together. I don't see anything broken away or broken off. That lattice work seemed to work. I don't know if it did anything, but if it did, it seems to be functional. Let's go on a tour the outside. Yeah, looks good there. All that's done. Oh. Of course, I can't see that because of the water. Dwarf sink. Well, there you go. Looking good. Loaded and unloaded zones, and there it is. Done. 2-story with roof. Oh, look, dinner. As long as I don't fall into the water. Okay. Well, that's my little tutorial on building buildings with roofs and staircases, 2 different types. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye-bye.